Hey guys, and welcome to there's a new tank available somehow, so it's new video. Basically this tank has been in the store for a little bit, but I'm well behind on making videos and I do apologize for that. And I'm still behind on videos because I also need to still make a video about basically just explaining where I've been and where I'm at and all of that. But yeah, let's focus on this. I am driving the Type 57 and I'm meeting some friends in game, so that's always good fun. I chose this game mainly because of that. There's a few good moments in it. It's not necessarily epic, but I felt that it does still showcase how the tank works quite well. Now, the Type 57 is basically a tank that I've opened about 80 crates for using gold that I got earlier and everything. So basically just wasting stuff. And I still did not get it. And that's the thing with crates. I always warn you about this. If you buy crates, be sure, basically assume that you're not going to get it. That Chimera is getting wrecked so hard, it's funny. But yeah, when you buy crates, if you want to do it, by all means do it, but be aware that the chances of you actually getting what you want to get are just really low. The thing is, I know that generally speaking, this is the sort of tank that I like, and that's one of the reasons why I've been trying so hard for it. So, but yeah, it's entirely my own fault. All the gold wasted, and yeah, that is it. Nothing I can do about that. It will come back eventually, and I'll just have to be patient. And until then, just be sad that I do not have it on my main account. Anyhow, this tank, it does pack a wallop when it gets to shoot. It's not particularly too armored. At the same time, it's not all that bad either. It can hold its own quite well. But you need a bit of luck, and a bit of teammate definitely helps. And this is one of those games where I have the teammates. So the DPM, I've been comparing it to the Chisei, by the way, because that's the only other tier 8 heavy Japanese tank that we've got, which is the grindable one. And I don't think they compare all that well, but this one is better in some aspects and worse in others, so yeah. The DPM of the Type 57 is only 1682, and I'm saying only because to compare, the Chisei has a DPM of 2155. That is a very big difference. The penetration of the Type 57 is 218, the alpha is 430, the rate of fire is 3.91, the reload is 15.34 seconds, and that's one of the things that really lets this tank down. Like, it's got a really nice armor profile. That is basically why this is the sort of tank that I enjoy, but at the same time, with the reload and all of it, it's not that great either. That being said, I still really want it because, like I said, it fits my playstyle. The aim time is 3.16 seconds, the dispersion is 0.403, the gun depression is 9 degrees, where the gun elevation is 20 degrees, and that's one of the things that I also like, because generally that means that you can ridgeline, and that's my preferred playstyle. The speed forwards is 39 km per hour, and the speed backwards is 15 km per hour. The engine power is 810. This puts the power to rate ratio at 13.16. Like, in the mobility, it's better generally than the Chisei. Like, with the gun, the DPM is of course a lot higher, and the reload is better on the Chisei, but like, it's kind of like a mixture of worse and better. Well, green stats, red stats, I should say. Doesn't necessarily make something worse or better, I think. But yeah. Anyway, the camo while standing still is 7%, while moving it is 4%, after shooting is respectively 2 and 1%. So that's not a lot of camo rating. But then again, it is a heavy, so it's not really supposed to have that. The view range is 240 and the HP is 1800. And basically the turret armor is 190 in the front, 97 on the sides and 15 in the rear. And the hull armor is 124 on the front, 79 on the sides and 40 in the rear. Now, to compare, the Chisei has way more armor. So that's also one of the things where the tanks differ a lot, and I feel that this is sort of like the weak version. But honestly, that generally doesn't mean that I can't enjoy this tank, because it's just the way that it drives in the armor profile and all of that there's something to say for that as well. And the games that I've had in it have been quite nice. Like, I've had a few good holding games and all, but just the results weren't that epic, and that's pretty much to do with the DPM, or lack thereof, I should say. I find that with this tank, I've just been going to a position that works and sort of try to hold it. And in this case, I'm hoping for the Borsig to make a showing, but he doesn't. And then this guy comes and I manage to shoot the stairs rather than the tank, so that's very useful as well. But yeah, back to how this tank comes into the game. Like I said, it comes in crates. The drop rate is very low. And since basically like the whole war has happened and all, Wargaming has started selling tanks for gold. Now on its own, that's really nice. Like even the crates are for gold and everything. But they've also removed the tokens. So like I said, I've opened 81 of these in my own account and still not gotten it. And basically I could do that indefinitely and still not get it, because the drop chance is only 3%. So that's something to definitely keep in mind for this. And I hope none of you have used as much gold on this as I have. But yeah, I will wait for it to come back and then hopefully get it on my own account. This, however, was a pretty nice battle and it just sort of like worked out. But again, that's mainly because of the team. Like with the other game, it was definitely my team that carried me. In this case, the team is surviving long enough for me to just get some shots in and make things happen, and they make things happen as well. So all of that, this is not the best of tanks. It's not the worst tank, but compared to its tech tree counterpart, I think that that would be a lot stronger. And overall, again, it's tier 8. There's a lot of tanks in this tier that are better and that will perform better than this tank. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And every once in a while I get told like, oh, you're only there to sell it. And this is exactly basically my point of that not being the case. Because if I wanted to sell you anything, then basically I wouldn't be cracking down on the tank and telling you why not to get it and why not to gamble for it. So yeah. That being said though, I do like the tank, and just a shame that it comes into the game like this. And I do love the camo and the way that it looks and the way that it works and all of that. So I am going to show you the camo a little bit still as well, because it does look pretty fancy, not gonna lie. And mecha, I mean, of course it's Japanese, and like, I'm a big fan of the big giant robot stuff and the big monster kind of stuff. So this is sort of like right up my alley with the name wise and the way that it looks and all of that. So in that sort of perspective, I really, really like it. And yeah, it's colorful, it's kind of playful. And it would have been even better if it was animated somehow. Like, if the gun was glowing or stuff like that, that would make it look even better. But overall, I kind of like the look of it. Like I said though, do not gamble too hard for this tank. Do not be like me in this case. But yeah, that's my review about the tank. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and basically I'll be seeing you guys next time again. Bye bye!